some game out there, they probably all right at. You know what I'm saying? Alex, how do you, huh?
I haven't dated in many, many years, so I don't necessarily know if this is appropriate for me.
Well, remember you was bullshitting, and then my brother put you in your place.
Okay. Oh, you're right. You are right. You are right. So back at that time,
Relationship too, though.
yeah, but so comparing contrasting, like at that time, very comforting but reserved, and calculated, and I'm still like that now.
Mm.
But I think more so now in a relationship, comforting, still calculated, um, dramatic.
Hmm.
Just I don't know. That's a weird question. I don't know. Come back.
Do you cook?
Yeah,
You clean up?
yeah. I would say nurturing.
If he asked you for a sandwich, would you go make it?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's all
Shit
he
like
need.
that.
The fuck
Shit like
else?
that.
Shit. He get cheeks when he want to.
For the most part, yes.
God damn. Alex. All right, mute your Alex. Alex, don't say nothing else. Let's just keep it there at a high note. You probably gonna fuck it up. Start talking too much. But if he don't brush his teeth, shit like that, I don't got time for that. Asia, what you think?
Could you provide context because around this question, how do I show up in dating? I'm just trying to figure out because I want to make sure you're answering the question. Because the last time you said I didn't, even though I did, and then you clarified it. So, what's the question?
So I'm just saying, like, how do you show? So B gave a good example. He's single, right?
Okay.
We kind of could have went into Alex's, but more so in her relationship.
Right.
How is she showing up? So if you're on the market, how do you show up when dating?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for answering my question. So there's different levels to it because in the beginning, I'm still getting to know you. I know myself. I've learned myself, and I'm very honest with myself. And I can come off very strong at times. And so I know that I need to give it to them in doses because a lot of men, I said this before, they don't know how to handle a woman like me. And they say they want a woman like me, and they'll sit there and they'll flirt or they'll talk, they'll do these little things, but then when the hand go off the screen, I'm sorry.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Asia, girl, come on, preach it, girl, preach it.
No, stop. Can I ask a question?
Nobody, but Hamp, nobody interrupted you.
But he got a question for you, Asia. He got a question for you.
Go ahead, B.
I've heard you say this on a few episodes, and I know I've been away for a while, but I try to go back and rewatch them. A woman like you, and a lot of men are intimidated by women like you. Now I'm gonna ask this question. I'm not trying to be funny, no shade, not trying to put you on blast.
Okay.
What is it about you that would make a man intimidated or
assertive? Educated.
Hold on. A man ain't gonna want you because you and your feminine, your masculine energy just bring it down. So I'm asking the question. Okay?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
So I mean, you keep saying that a lot. So I'm just trying to.
So as I've stated, and I don't want to go off on this tangent, but I will answer your question directly.
Yes.
As I stated before, a lot of men say that they want a woman like me, a woman who's intelligent, that's strong, has her own independent, whatever, who is not a gold digger, whatever. But a lot of stuff comes with that. And so, yes, I am, as Nate said, I am assertive, right? I know what I want. I am confident. I know who I am, and I know where I'm going. I have a set of requirements that aren't, physical. They're actual spiritual, emotional, and mental requirements that I want in my mate. And so that causes a man to reach and to behave in a certain way. So he has to reach higher. He has to do certain things. And so that's when I sit there and say they want a woman like me, but they don't want to put the work in. They don't want to actually work for it. They want to sit there and just let it be handed to them. A lot of men nowadays want to be chased, to be very honest with you. And I'm not chasing a nigga. I'm not.
Because they operate in a feminine.
Not chasing a man. And a lot of them, you know, show me that you want to be with me and pursue me. I'm not doing that. I'm not. So that's to answer your question. There are a lot of men don't know how to interact with a woman like me. Now, to go back to the original question, how do I show up? I show up and I have to give it in doses because I am assertive. And I, at times, because I'm trying to get to know who you are, because you can't, not you, but a man can answer a question and there's, you know, they don't know how to, they misstep and they feel like they're being interrogated, which they're not being interrogated. I want to get to know who you are. And a lot of men don't know how to communicate. And that's a problem for me.
Well, why would they feel like they're being interrogated?
Yeah, because you say that a lot.
Like I only said that one time, B. I never said interrogated till tonight.
No,
ever on this podcast.
Why? That's that. What
I said intimidated before. Now interrogation, because I want to get to know who you are. So what are your likes? What are your dislikes? Where do you see yourself in the future? Or what would you do in a situation? Like just having conversation. I'm not saying all at one time. I'm not saying all in one setting. What I'm saying is if I'm asking you questions to get to know you, who you are, there'll be situational questions, scenarios, whatever, your past, your future, your present. I want to get to know who you are, and I'm going to do the same thing for you. So all I'm saying is, it's not because they don't want to open up. They're very wounded and they're very jaded and guarded and have their walls up. So when someone comes to try to talk to them, they don't know they want to keep their walls up. And so they don't know how to articulate and let things in or out, is all I'm saying. So you're taking stuff I don't want to take it. But go ahead.
You say that the man then is being a representative and you as a woman, because I know this was me, you're actually being your authentic self and you're showing them upfront who you are. And when you have to go and ask these questions to this man, they feel like they have to put on a representative because they don't know if you're going to handle it. I know. I'm going to let you hold on, A. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Whites. Yes.
Mr. White. Oh, he's
what are we dealing with right now? Are we A plus? Are we A?
Mr.
Or
White.
are we Mr. White? Anyway.
You got married and changed up.
But that's what it sounds like. Because as I'm listening to you, A Love, that was my problem. As you can see what I did, I switched teams. But I'm not saying that's what you got to do. I'm just saying. But that was the same thing. So you feel like you're being your authentic self, and then you're asking these questions of these men, and because you're showing up, and they're not showing up. So they're putting on this front, like, okay, so if she's asking me these questions, I'm going to answer according to what I think she wants to hear. And they're going to give you what you want to hear. And you're like, yeah, this is not really what I want.
Right. And that's a part of it. The other thing is that I also I'm an empath, right? And that goes along with a lot of other things as well. I also am an introvert. And so I refresh and rejuvenate being alone sometimes. If I'm around people for too long, I need to retreat. And so if you don't talk to me and ask me and question, then you sit there and get offended by that. And it's like, don't be offended. If you have a question, then ask. And I hate when people assume. Do not assume. That's a pet peeve of mine. Do not assume. Talk to me. So communication is key. And so I show up as my authentic self, saying I'm not perfect. I tell people that, men that I date, I'm not perfect. And they're always like, you think you're perfect. I'm not. I don't seek perfection in you or myself because it's never going to happen. That's too high of a bar will never be attained. What I am saying is I expect authenticity. I expect communication. I expect integrity. Ham, you've been doing a lot of chuckling and kikiing.
Him and Mr.
White. We want to help you.
Oh, here we go with this.
To use the word interrogate is counterintuitive to your goal. If men are telling you,
why do y'all take one word and sit there and harp the word because that's they may feel interrogated. I'm trying to communicate and talking, and so
the words matter though, Adrian, right? Because it's a presentation of the questions, right? I learned that from you. Know words matter more than anybody. Now
I do.
The
other thing
I've been with that for about 4 decades. But go ahead.
Yeah, 40. You only 40. What the fuck? You was 3 years old? The fuck you talking about? You didn't know words matter when you was 6. So, also, the men they're saying you think you perfect. I think we need to assess why they saying that.
Because and also go ahead.
Well, also, lastly, and I'm gonna let Adrian jump in.
Okay.
Lastly, damn, you fucking said something.
Turn on your notebook.
You saying like you ask these situational questions. If you want to get to know somebody, you should ask more general questions like about current events. People will give you their take on a current event. You can get a lot of insight into how they believe, their political views, so on and so forth. You ever say, ask a person that has seen Charleston White, you'll get a view on them. But if you're saying like, what would you do? What's your 5-year plan? Niggas don't want to talk about that shit.
And so, yeah. And
now, let Adrian give you some more game before you talk.
Adrian, yo, you've been going mad times.
Yeah, I want to hear from Adrian for real.
You've been going mad times.
Y'all do this. Y'all sit there and y'all just harp on it. And it's like,
no, I'm a harp on. I got 2 points.
So
before I jump on the one Hamp was on, then I'll come to a different one. Right. So yeah, you and they, yeah. So you show up as your authentic self, and we don't. You just said you only give a portion of yourself. I got to give myself to somebody in doses.
Oh, you're not me.
I got to give you myself in doses, because if I give them to, so that's not your authentic self. That's only
it is. I didn't say that though.
I ain't even peep that.
You ain't even peep it, right?
No, I know she did say that.
Can you ask me if I can land Q? Can you ask me if I can let him tell him to let me land Q?
Nah, because you just said some bullshit.
But she did say that though.
She said that. She said that. But if you listen, she never said, I'm giving you bits and pieces of a representative. She said, I'm giving you doses of my authentic self.
If I'm showing up and I'm giving you doses of me, I'm not giving you my full me. Therefore, the way that you start off now, or whatever much of me you're giving, it's starting to increase over time, right?
No, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So when you show up, you're giving a person.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me clarify my statement. Then I promise I'll listen, and then I want it back. So when she says, when I meet somebody, I have to give them me in doses. Did I not hear that? So does doses mean, does that increase over time? Do you show them more of yourself as time goes on? Because that's what when you say doses to me, that's what I feel like. So that means you start off one way, and then it progresses. It's not the same.
Yeah. So you're saying two different things.
Explain to me.
But if she's only giving a dose, what is the rest of the dosage that she's giving? Is that somebody else? That's so.
Or
so
it's
that's
not her full, or it's not her full self. If I say I'm giving you a dose of me, I'm giving you 25% of me, right? Versus if I give you,
not what I'm saying.
But that's still her.
So hold on. A-Love. Explain to me what you mean when you say I'm giving you a dose. I got to give myself to people in doses. Explain that to me, please.
Okay, because what I said right after that is because a lot of men think I'm too much. I can be very strong. My personality can be very strong. So therefore, I'm not coming out the gate real strong. So I have to give it in doses. You know, I don't want them to feel they're being interrogated. I don't want them to feel like that's still me. I'm not giving them a
are you not being,
these niggas full of shit.
They're trying to find a phone. They're trying
I guess how she's explaining that. I see why.
Are you not being?
Let Mary go.
Are you not being yourself?
You see what I'm saying, Nate? Hold on. You see what I'm saying, though, right, Nate?
Let Mary go.
Yeah, I kind of see. I do.
We talked on the last on a podcast ago about in regards to watering yourself down, and that's something that you would not do. You giving a dose to somebody because of something they can't handle, that you watering yourself down. You get what I'm saying? So are you giving them who you are, or are you watering yourself down?
I am.
Okay, so let me know, because everybody on here full of shit. Listen, let me ask y'all this: who the fuck on here got with the person that they're with absolutely not one insecurity, completely healed and completely whole?
Me. Let's talk about me.
All right, so you're the rarity. Who else?
So no, hold on. But in regards to
all of me,
in regards to what Asia was saying, me personally, when you meet me, I'm a very nurturing and catering person. So I will do everything for you from head to toe. From the time that we're connecting, whether we're friends, like my husband, me and my husband started off as best friends. I was cooking for him, cleaning his place, and doing all this shit that females would tell him before. I'm not doing that because I'm not your girl.
Mm-hmm. Girl, I did that too. But I asked, but I'm not asking about the shit that you different.
But what I'm saying,
up completely whole, completely.